I'm Gordon Vanderpool from Franklin, North Carolina with Turning Stones Fly Fishing, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how to choose flies for trout fishing. What you're going to need is access to an experienced guide. Probably the best way if a beginner's out there and he's not really sure and he's out there, he fishes all day and he doesn't catch anything, and that's going to happen. The best way, go to your local fly shops. That's what those guys are there for. That's the professionals in the area. If there's no fly shop, look for a guide service, call him. Any guide will be more than happy to share information over the phone. And if that doesn't work, get on the internet. Type in the area, type in the question, how to choose trout flies for certain kind of rivers. There's lots of ways because it's a really big question and there's lots of ways to go about it. You have subsurface, which would be nymphs and maybe streamers. And then for dry flies, we got like say an Adam's parachute. That's a really good fly. It's one of my standbys, I love it. I fish it a lot in the backcountry. In a size 14 to size 22, 24. They can be really small. So that's the Adam's parachute, which is a dry fly. Now we're going to go to a streamer, which is a woolly bugger. That's when the trout are not necessarily feeding on insects as much and they're wanting a bigger meal. You have to imitate the minnow in the stream, and that's what the woolly bugger does. And you can fish them anywhere from a size 8 to a 16. It just depends on what size of minnow you're trying to imitate. And then we'll go subsurface fishing under like say a strike indicator with a tandem nymph rig, and that's when they're feeding on nymphs and larvae coming up from the bottom, and that would be a flashback pheasant tail. Really good fly, used all over the world, catches fish, and probably a size 14 to 18 here in the mountains, and that'll get you bit. It's a good fly. Those are some basic tips and pointers to how to choose the proper flies for trout fishing.